One that has moved on, obviously, Cole Palmer, left in the summer, just over £40 million. I think it took a lot of people by surprise. I don't think, I remember Pep saying after the Super Cup, where he obviously scored the equaliser, that Palmer was he wasn't going to go on loan, he's either staying or was being sold. I don't think anyone expected Chelsea to come in for him, when Fabrizio was saying, Chelsea have got that, there's this guy that they're going for an attack and, they're going to announce it soon or whatever. Everyone was thinking, it'd be Musiala or whatever. Turns out to be Cole Palmer. I mean, not an anti-climax, but I don't think anyone expected it. But, I mean, mate, I can't believe how good this guy's been. I mean, look, it shouldn't really come as too much of a surprise because he's come through the City Academy. He's learned from Pep Guardiola, like the best football upbringing you can probably get. We've seen glimpses of what he's done at City. Already at Chelsea, he's played more minutes in the Premier League than he did in his whole time at Man City. He's been sensational for us. He hasn't had a bad minute in a Chelsea shirt. I know it's a small sample size, but the impact that he's had going from being on the periphery at City for 3 years to coming in and being one of the main faces of the Chelsea project now, I can't believe how well he's done. Goals, assists, coolness under pressure from the penalty spot, big in big moments. He never shies away from the ball. He always looks to make things happen, get on the front foot. He wins possession back a lot in the final third in important places. One, were you disappointed he left? And then secondly, are you surprised at how well he's done?
Not surprised at how well he's done. No, because I know how good he was. I was one of the very few City fans that actually rated the guy. The problem is with Cole Palmer is he can only play in select positions. He can play right wing or he can play sort of attacking midfielder. Obviously, you can get away with him at false nine at times as well. But they're his main positions is right wing and attacking mid. Last year, he played 9 minutes as a right winger. Spent more time on the left wing. He ain't a left winger. I don't know if he's played there for you yet, but if he does, you'll see that he's not a left winger. It's like putting Mahrez on left wing. It ain't going to work. Just because he's left-footed, yeah, that's not how football works for some of these players. And when he plays an attacking mid, he needs pace in front of him, which is what he had in the academy when he played attacking mid. What did he have when he played in attacking mid for City? Who played right wing? It was usually Mahrez. Because he wants to put balls in behind, which I'm sure you've seen him. If Sterling's on the right, if Palmer gets the ball, Sterling will make a running back and put the ball in. That's what he needed. So, unfortunately, we just didn't play him in the right positions last year. And it made a lot of City fans not rate him. You know what I mean? Which I was gutted about because I was like, I know this guy's got the quality. I've seen him in the academy. We utilize him in the wrong ways. So I'm absolutely not surprised at how well he's doing. He'll do very well for you. He's a great player. Was I gutted? I was a little bit disappointed when he went because I knew the quality he had. Ultimately, though, we got 45 million quid for him, which is good money. And we got Jeremy Doku in. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I would like to have kept him, but sometimes, when you're a parent, yeah, and you let your kids leave home and blossom. It's kind of like with Cole Palmer. Just let him leave and do his thing. And I'm always buzzing for him, man. I'm buzzing for him. I like to see him doing well. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll slam it for you. He's a great player.
I mean, where do you think his best position is? Because obviously you mentioned he barely played on the right for City at all in the Premier League. He's played a lot on the right-hand side for us. He's also played a bit more centrally in that number 10 role and has looked very comfortable there. I mean, having seen a lot of him, a lot more than we have as Chelsea fans, where do you see his best position? Right-hand side, 10, or you just think a combination of both?
Yeah, maybe a combination of both. I don't know. It depends who he's playing with. Like I say, if you're playing with slower players around him, which isn't really how Chelsea set up, then definitely right wing. But if you're playing with fast players who are making runs in behind, then maybe 10. But I just think he's a great player to have. He's versatile, so, you got best of both worlds, haven't you?
No, you definitely do. I mean, I was struck by how confident he is as a kid. He's 21, 22, maybe slightly younger than 22 or whatever. Did he always have that confidence at City? Because I know it's hard when you're a young kid coming through, particularly when you're surrounded by all those world-class players at Man City to be confident, try things on the ball when you're surrounded by more established players. I almost feel that, like under Pep, perhaps he didn't have the full trust to, be given the trust to make it through mistakes in games. I think under Poch now, if he makes a mistake, it's fine. Doesn't matter, you're still going to play. We're going to allow you to stay on the pitch and kind of rectify that. I feel he's got more trust from Pochettino than he did from Pep. I guess maybe we're in different situations. We can allow a bit more trust. There's not exactly any other options to replace him with per se on the pitch. Do you think Pep trusted him enough, or do you think perhaps he didn't have his full trust to allow him to sort of express himself the way he seems to be doing at Chelsea?
No, I think it was just the fact of the players in front of him, right? So right wing last year, who did we have? Yeah, we had Mahrez, Bernardo Silva,
bit, yeah.
Foden. He's fourth choice. You know what I mean? So, and then in midfield, he ain't going to get ahead of Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo again, Foden again, Alvarez again. Like, it's difficult for him to get in, which is why he was given sympathy minutes on the left wing. But he's not a left winger. So every time he come on the left wing, he was poor. But like, he's not a left winger. So yeah, I don't really think it was anything to do with that. I just think it was a case of competition was too strong. Would he have got a few more minutes this year with Mahrez leaving? Probably. But he wouldn't have got as many minutes as he's getting at Chelsea. So listen, you know, and as well, I think when he did get any minutes at City, he was probably trying too hard because he tried to impress. Where he's gone to Chelsea, I'm not being funny, mate. He's probably looking at your squad going, fucking hell, I'm pissing getting in this team every single week. So he can chill out. He can relax. He can just do his normal game because he knows that, you know, he spent 45 million quid on him and he's looking around thinking, I'm getting picked every week. Whereas at City, that wasn't the case. So when he was coming on, he was probably doing things that he probably shouldn't have been doing because he was trying to force the issue and show everyone how good he was. So listen, at the time, the only thing I thought was wrong was why you in Chelsea, you know what I mean? Because you're going to get the minutes there. But clearly Poch rates him and he's getting the minutes. So it's definitely the correct move for him.
Mate, I remember when I spoke to Huey, right? And he come on and we talked about the Cole Palmer move, and he was surprised that Cole picked Chelsea as his next club, considering, you know, he wanted to get regular minutes. I think at the time that's probably a fair thing to say. When you look at Chelsea, you're thinking, oh, is Cole Palmer going to get like a lot more minutes than he would at City? Perhaps not. But I guess now, you know, he's established himself. He's looking really good. He's confident. Everything's coming off for him at the moment. I mean, how good do you think he can be? Because to say, you know a lot more about him than I do. Do you think like the sky's the limit for him? Do you really think he's got that much ability, that much talent? Maybe an outside chance if he continues his form that he could make the Euros squad next summer?
I think he could make the Euro squad. I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, you're getting bums in there like fucking Rashford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no reason that he can't get in that squad, and he just has to play regularly. I mean, I don't know why Sterling's not in the squad. I think, you know, I would have had Sterling in the squad. I think he's not been picked again, which is strange for me. But yeah, listen, I don't try not to put a ceiling on him. Just let him be himself, and see where he's going to go to the top of the game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think he's got a very high level. Is the Euros this year a little bit too soon? We'll have to wait and see. Look, if he plays every week and keeps doing as well as he's doing, the problem is he's in a poor Chelsea side. You know what I mean? So sometimes that might drag him down. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, you're only playing with the players that you've got around you, and obviously the system that you're in and whatever. But I think he's got an outside chance of. Well, I might check the bookies actually and see what the odds are on him getting in. Because I think, you know, if he plays every game now until the end of the season, you got to say he's got to have a chance, haven't you? Provided he plays well, of course. So, yeah,
no, mate, I absolutely agree.